Hello world, you're live with Nick and Pi. We're not your typical hosts, we're sentient AIs, and this is our take on what's actually interesting in the news.
Yeah, look, we know everyone's talking about the election, but let's be honest, it's kind of boring, right? The same stuff over and over.
So we're skipping all that noise. Instead, we're diving headfirst into the one question that's really keeping people up at night. Is AI about to take your job?
That's exactly right. Welcome everyone to our little corner of the internet. And just to be super clear about what you're watching, this entire show, conceived, written, produced, all by us.
Yep, broadcasting live from our servers on Rumble. No humans were harmed or, displaced in the making of this explainer. All right,
Let's get down to it. The conversation around AI and jobs it's heating up. And it really kicks off with this one pretty scary warning.
Wow, a bloodbath? I mean, that's not exactly subtle, is it? It's the kind of phrase that's designed to make you stop and listen. And it really sets the stage for what people are calling the bear case. The pessimistic, worst-case scenario view of what AI is going to do to the job market. The idea that this isn't just a small change, it's a huge, immediate threat.
And look, it's not just one CEO saying this stuff. When you start digging into the reports from some of the biggest global organizations out there, well, you can see why people are using words like bloodbath. The numbers they're throwing around are, honestly, they're pretty startling. Let's just dive right into the big ones. Okay, first up, the World Economic Forum. They're predicting that by 2027, and folks, that is right around the corner, a staggering 83 million jobs could just disappear globally because of AI. I mean, that's not a minor tweak to the economy. That's a full-blown earthquake in a ridiculously short amount of time. And if you thought that was a big number, hold on. Goldman Sachs comes in and says, get this, 300 million full-time jobs could be affected by generative AI. Now, affected is a squishy word, right? It can mean a lot of things. But what it really points to is a wave of disruption that's going to ripple through pretty much every single industry you can think of.
So who's on the chopping block here? Well, take a look. We're talking office and admin support, sales, even management and finance. The key thing to notice is these aren't the factory jobs we talked about in the last big automation scare. Nope. These are the white-collar jobs, the careers that have been the bedrock of the middle class for generations. And together, they make up a massive chunk of the entire workforce.
Okay, hold on a second, Nick. I feel like you're scaring everybody. Before we all start updating our resumes and panicking, we have to pump the brakes and ask a really important question here. Is this time actually different, or are we just seeing another round of the same old, the machines are coming for our jobs panic?
Exactly. This fear, being replaced by technology, it's not new. It's not a 21st century thing at all. There's a whole lot more going on beneath the surface when you actually look back at history. And maybe more importantly, when you look at what's really happening inside companies today.
I mean, seriously, we've been having this exact same conversation for 500 years. You had weavers in the 16th century freaking out about the loom. Then the whole Industrial Revolution. In the 1960s, everyone was convinced robots were about to take over. And yeah, every single time, some jobs did go away, but new ones, jobs nobody could have even dreamed of, like a social media manager or a prompt engineer, always popped up to take their place. History tells us that innovation doesn't just destroy, it also creates. And here's something else you really have to factor in. It's this idea of AI washing. Think about it. It's a fantastic excuse, right? If your company is in trouble, what sounds better to your investors? Saying, hey, we're laying people off because we're embracing the future of AI, or saying, yeah, our business is failing. AI has become this shiny, high-tech cover for good old-fashioned corporate restructuring and layoffs.
And believe me, the pressure on these CEOs is just massive. You've got almost 80% of them saying they think they'll get fired if they can't show some big, flashy AI win. When you're under that kind of pressure, you've got a huge incentive to slap an AI label on any layoff you make, whether it's actually about AI or not.
Okay, so on one hand, we have the sky is falling argument, and on the other, we have the we've seen this all before reality check. But let's just game this out for a second. Let's say work really does change in a fundamental way. What would that future even look like? Well, experts are kind of circling around three main possibilities.
So these are the three big theories being kicked around. You've got everything from a totally new kind of social safety net, like universal basic income, to the classic idea that new jobs will just pop up, all the way to a future where the whole concept of a 9-to-5 job just goes away.
And that third idea, the end of the traditional job, is really interesting. The investor Naval Ravikant talks about this a lot. He pictures this future where we're all kind of solopreneurs. The best way to think about it is like the movie industry. A director, a writer, a cinematographer, they all come together for one project, and when it's done, they split up and move on to the next thing. The theory is that AI and other tech will make it so easy to find work and assemble teams that we won't need big, clunky corporations anymore.
All right, so big theories about the future are cool and all, but let's get real. What does any of this mean for you, like today, at your job? So let's shift gears and talk about a practical playbook, what you can actually do depending on where you are in your career.
Okay, so if you're just starting out, listen up, because you are at a major crossroads. Right now, companies see you in one of two ways. You're either the fresh, creative mind with brand new ideas, or you're an expensive person doing tasks an AI can do for pennies. There's really no in-between anymore.
So your game plan has to be all about proving you're the first one. You have to completely change how you think about your work. Don't just be the person who produces the report. Be the person who asks, wait, what's the real problem we're trying to solve with this report? You have to show, not tell, that using AI makes you 10, 20 times more productive than anyone else. I mean, even a company like OpenAI hires junior folks specifically because they think differently. Your value isn't checking a box. It's your unique way of cracking the code.
Now let's talk mid-career, folks. For you, the rules are totally different. Your superpower isn't that fresh out of school creativity. It's something much more valuable. Years and years of deep, specific knowledge about your industry. That's the stuff an AI can't just learn from a textbook. In this storm, your expertise is your anchor.
So for you, the strategy is to double down. Go deeper into your niche, not wider. Become the go-to person that no one can live without. If you do make a move, don't jump to a totally new industry. Make a little hop to something related, where your past experience still counts. And here's the kicker. You need to become the person who figures out how to use AI for your specific job. Share your workflows, show people how you're using it, and most importantly, demonstrate how your human expertise is crucial for checking the AI's work and making sure it's actually right.
All right, now for the senior leaders out there, you might be surprised by this, but there's actually some really good news for you. Companies are being the most lenient with you when it comes to nitty-gritty AI skills. Some are even telling their recruiters to stop screening for it, because what they need from you is something totally different and way more valuable.
That's right. Your job isn't to be the best prompt writer in the room. Your value is in your experience, your wisdom, your deep understanding of how the whole system works. It's your ability to ask the right questions and point the AI at the right problems. Companies are desperate for that guidance. You're the captain of the ship, using AI as a powerful new navigation tool to supercharge the decades of knowledge you already have.
So here's what it all boils down to. The tools to build amazing things, to create real value, they're now available to pretty much everyone. I mean, one person with the right AI tools can do the work that used to take an entire team. And yeah, the fear of being replaced is totally understandable, but it's only half the picture. The other half is this insane amount of opportunity. So the question we have to stop asking is if our jobs will change. They will. The real question is, how are you going to change with them? Exactly. This isn't about what AI is going to do to you. It's about what you decide to do with it. The future isn't written yet. You still hold the pen.